What is up, cool kids? My name's Gavin, I'm that cool trainer, and welcome to another team builder, this time for a VGC 2017 Hail team. Now before we get started, I just want to say, hail is generally my least favorite weather because there's just a lot less things that can take advantage of it. But if you think about it, both sun and rain boost a type of move by 50% and weaken one by 50% as well. And they also have multiple moves that can take advantage of they have like an added effect. For instance, like thunder and hurricane having unmissable in the rain. Same thing with solar beam in the sun. We don't have to charge. So they all have stuff like that that make them more useful than to just one type of Pokemon. And Sandstorm also has three types that aren't affected by it, and it also gives Rock type moves Rock type Pokemon a 50% boost to special defense. Then there's Hail, which hurts everything that's not an Ice type, and also only has one move that's buffed by it, and that makes Blizzard unmissable. So in general, my least favorite. There's also a lot less Pokemon with abilities that take advantage of Hail, unlike, all sorts of random Pokemon that have like Sand Rush, like Stoutland, for instance, has Sand Rush. Cacturne and Cacnea have, I think, Sand Veil, and they're not affected by Sandstorm, so just stuff like that. But anyway, I think Hail can be really, really useful as well, though, because of how common things like Garchomp are. R is the correct English there. So I decided to make a Hail team. And I really wrestled with whether I want to do Ninetales or Vanilluxe. And I chose Vanilluxe because Scarf Vanilluxe is terrifying to pretty much anything that isn't also Choice Scarfed. So we're going with Vanilluxe, Choice Scarf, Snow Warning, obviously, with Blizzard, Flash Cannon, Hidden Power, Fire, and Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry is pretty much just there for Gyarados and Pelipper's. That's about it. I really would, and it's like, it's okay single target damage. Not really going to complain about it. And a 10% chance to freeze, as always, with pretty much every Ice type move. Chose Blizzard, obviously because it can't miss, pick up the freezes, so you have a 1 in 5 chance of freezing something when you're using it in the Hail, because it's not going to miss. So that's pretty nice. Flash Cannon, it's Vanilluxe really has awful coverage. It really, really does. And then Hidden Power Fire, just because I feel like that's the best coverage, mostly for Kartanas, because you're going to outspeed all of them that aren't Choice Scarfed as well. And then for EVs, IVs, pretty standard, max special attack, max speed, timid nature. You can do modest, but let's look at that calc right there. So 144 times 1.5 gets you to 216. So you could, I think, do that instead. So 131 times 1.5. That gets you, that rounds, well, Pokemon doesn't round, so it gets you to 196 speed. So that's not enough to outspeed timid Tapu Koko. So, in my opinion, you pretty much need timid. That's what I wanted. But that being said, you can get rid of some EVs here. Because let's see, what is 201 divided by 1.5? $134. So you need to have minimum 135 speed. You can put that up in your defense to make that a little better, special defense. Up to you, really. But that will get you to outspeed Tapu Kokos and other base 130s. I don't think you will ever outspeed a Pheromosa. No. You will outspeed non-speed boosting nature Pheromosas if you get to, I think 37 will do it. 137 times 1.5. Nope. 137 times 1.5. 205. Yeah, so that'll do it. And then the rest you can put, like I said, up in your defense. Pretty good. You know, Vanillix doesn't get a secondary stab, and it doesn't have as many useful options as Ninetales, but it can definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Then we have Pheromosa, and the reason why I wanted to do a Hail Team in the first place was because I learned Pheromosa learns Blizzard. I did not know that. So we're running a mixed Pheromosa with Life Orb, with Blizzard, High Jump Kick, mostly because I really hate running Focus Blast on anything, Bug Buzz, and Protect. Now, I run Life Orb instead of a Focus Sash, because, one, it's a Hail Team, there's literally no point in doing that. Or you could run Safety Goggles if you really were that worried about it. You could also give it a Fight in EMZ or a Bug in EMZ to try and get something, try and get a Beast Boost off the first move. But Life Orb is more consistent, I think. You will really dislike the combo Life Orb Hail damage. So Fight in EMZ is also pretty safe. So it's really either or. I think I might switch to the Fight in EMZ. Mostly just because fighting is more reliable than Bug. A lot of things resist Bug. Especially things like Arcanine. Whereas a Fight in EMZ, even at Neg 1, I think will do probably like 75% to an Arcanine. We have Blizzard, High Jump Kick, Bug Buzz, and Protect. Pretty standard for a mixed Pheromosa, except we're subbing Blizzard for Ice Beam. And then we are max special attack, max speed, 4 attack. You can lower this a little bit to get to 201 to outspeed your Cocos. Then you can put the rest in attack. You can also lower this a little bit, put some in attack. I haven't done calc to see which really does more between Bug Buzz and High Jump Kick. Doesn't really matter. Whatever, they're going to do pretty decent damage either way. And I chose Rash Nature because it's not really living a hit anyway. But you could just as easily do special attack up, defense down. I don't know the weird natures off the top of my head. So special attack up, mild is what that one is. But yeah, pretty standard. Then we have Milotic, because I thought to myself, I originally had Alolan Sandslash on this team because it gets Slush Rush, and I think it's the only valid Pokemon in the format that gets Slush Rush. I think the only other one that gets it at all is Beartic, and I don't think Beartic's legal. And I thought to myself, you know, what really hard counters Vanillix, Alolan Sandslash, and Pheromosa? And I thought Arcanine. And Milotic is pretty much without question one of, I'd say between Milotic and Gyarados, probably the best Arcanine counter. I would say Milotic, just because of how often Arcanines carry the Wild Charge. So I really like Milotic because you get the free +2 if you switch in correctly when they switch in anything with Intimidate. So you get a free +2 special attack. So we are Scald, Recover, Protect, Blizzard with the leftovers, and Competitive as an ability. Max HP, max special attack, Modest. If you were feeling cheeky, you could kind of run this as like an anti-Trick Room and run a Quiet Nature with no IVs and speed. I'm not really feeling it. I'm liking the 101 speed where it's at. Then we have Marowak, and between Marowak and Mudsdale, which I'll talk about in a second, we do also have kind of an anti-Trick Room right there, because they both function incredibly well in Trick Room. So, I know I also wanted an Intimidator, and Gyarados seems to be a pretty good Intimidator. I really like having Gyarados. I could have went Arcanine, but that seemed a little standard for me, and I really wanted to use Marowak. I chose Marowak because of the Lightning Rod, because I knew I wanted to have Milotic and Gyarados. So, Lightning Rod's super useful. Max HP, max special attack. Not max special attack, max HP, max attack. Brave Nature. No IVs in speed to get it nice and low, nice and 485. Standard, Flare Blitz, Bone Meringue, Shadow Bone, Protect. You can run Will-O-Wisp instead of Bone Meringue. I've seen that work pretty well, actually. Yeah, I mean, it's an option. You could also, if you were feeling cheeky, you could run a special Alolan Marowak because Lightning Rod gives you the +1 special attack. So you could run it with Blizzard. Just a thought. Nobody would ever see that coming, I can guarantee you that. So yeah, pretty standard Alolan Marowak. Then we get into Mudsdale. Mudsdale's kind of interesting. Pretty standard Assault Vest. It's usually what it runs. We have Earthquake, Bulldoze, Heavy Slam, Close Combat. I chose Bulldoze because you could, if you had Milotic and Mudsdale out at the same time, you could Bulldoze. You'd lower Milotic's special or speed by 1, but you'd raise its special attack by 2. So I originally had high horsepower on there, but I figured, you know what, that's pretty good synergy. Milotic would take some damage, but with it being split, it wouldn't take too much. Plus, you can just recover that turn and do pretty good, you know, get a free +2 and then just wreck lives the next turn. Heavy Slam because Mudsdale's incredibly heavy. I really don't know why, but it's tied for being the heaviest Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. And Close Combat. Because Close Combat's just really nice coverage to have. Plus, between Stamina and the Assault Vest, you can pretty much be at neutral defenses because having an Assault Vest is basically like raising your special defense by 1 stage. So it negates the Close Combat drop, and if you get hit once, you get the Stamina boost, your defense goes up 1, then you Close Combat and you're back in neutral. So, pretty safe. Again, bulky offense. I really like bulky offense, but we're max HP, max attack, 4 special defense just to help out with these Assault Vests a little bit, I guess. And min speed, 0 IVs, Brave Nature. We have Gyarados. I really wrestled with what I want to do with this Gyarados, but I decided that I really wanted physically defensive. Because we're kind of specially bulky between Milotic and Mudsdale with the Assault Vest. So I decided to go physically defensive Gyarados. This Gyarados is really just a troll set. It's got Rocky Helmet, Intimidate, Waterfall, Thunder Wave, Protect, and Roar. Max HP, max defense, Impish Nature. I've never tried out this Gyarados. I think I played 2 games with it yesterday, and I think I had Ice Fang on it instead of Roar. Roar is useful because if you know something's going to set up a Trick Room, and you know you won't be able to kill it, like say it's a Porygon 2, and you didn't think they were going to lead it, so you didn't lead your Pheromosa, you can lead your Gyarados just to be safe, and roar it out because Roar goes before a Trick Room. So that's a thought. Protect, pretty obvious. Thunder Wave, just to mess with things. Really, really hurts Kartanas, hurts Pheromosas, hurts anything that doesn't... Basically hurts anything that wouldn't normally like being in a Trick Room. Waterfall, you know, standard. If you happen to outspeed something, you can flinch it. And it's just there kind of for stab. Its attack is still decent, even with only 4 investment, because if you look, it's 146. It's naturally higher than Marowak. I mean, Marowak has the Thick Club, obviously, but naturally higher than Marowak, which is kind of cool. So that is this team. Please let me know what you guys think of it. I'm gonna try it out. We're gonna see that later today in about an hour. So if you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please like and or subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch @ThatCoolTrainer. And until next time, smile later.